So, you know, play about them Saints. Shout out to Drake, shout out to Jerry. Let's go. Who that? Who that? Ayy. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Ayy. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints where you ain't? Cause you can't, yeah. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints where you ain't? Cause you can't, Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Yeah. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints where you ain't? Cause you can't, yeah. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints where you ain't? Cause you can't, yeah. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Let's get it. On the play, Marshawn Lattimore. Running to the motherfucking bank like an animal. AK-41, leave a nigga ankle. For her, let that motherfucker dangle. Shout out to my girl, she my angel. When she throw it back, I catch it like a Michael Thomas. Sitting back, waiting on my motherfucking turn. Like I'm Andy Dalton. Man, what the motherfucking deal is? I'm a motherfucking house like Tyson Hill. Yeah, you know we grinding trying to get you meals. And you know I never took a bad deal. If the ops play, I'ma send a blitz. The Mario Davis, bitch, I'm flicking shit. I see the dirt birds there, they talking shit. But I bet you pussy niggas ain't gon' win again. Who that? Who that? Ayy. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Ayy. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints where you ain't? Cause you can't, yeah. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints where you ain't? Cause you can't, Who that say they gon'
Welcome back to WhoDatTV. I am your host, Dre Allen, and man, football is here today, baby. First game back in the season Superdome, man. I am excited. Before we get talking about football today, let me bring in my co-host, Jay Floyd.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Shout out Kid Timmy D.
Oh,
on the
yeah.
new theme song you was just listening to. Hey, it's only fitting that somebody from back home give us our theme song for the first game at home in week 2. It's perfect, man. It feels like game day again.
And that it does, man. And hey, you know, I had to keep on the shades, man. Last week we won when I had the shades on. I see you threw yours on
Look,
this week
hey,
too.
it's a good omen. Gotta do it, my brother. Gotta do it.
Yes, indeed, man.
Same jersey and everything.
That's it, man. I got my AK on, man. He's questionable today, man. We're gonna touch on that injury report later on. But yeah, I hope he played today, man. But before we get into everything, let's hop into the week 2 Breesy Picks, man.
Gotta do it. Gotta get that right out the way. Start the week off well, man.
I want to go 9-0 this week, Floyd. So hopefully we can make the right picks this week, man. First things first, man. First game, man. We have the Patriots versus the Steelers, week 2.
Yeah, and this is a game that I almost took in the spread. It's gonna be real close. I don't know how you feel about it, but I don't know if Pittsburgh can get it done with the injuries that they just had. So I got New England kind of pulling it out and getting back in the win column.
Okay. You got New England pulling through, get their first win in the season, huh?
Exactly. They just came off the L, so they're gonna be hungry. They're gonna switch some things up, and Pittsburgh has lost a couple of guys that they needed to get it done.
Okay. I feel the injuries and everything, Floyd, but I'm gonna have to go with the Steelers, man.
I figured.
Yes, sir. I see they fought hard last week against the Bengals, and I feel like they're gonna keep that momentum pushing into week 2. So yeah, I got the Steelers pulling through over the Patriots over that game. I say close game, 23-20. Steelers.
And that's what I was thinking too. I think it's gonna be hard for both teams to get on the board. Even though Pittsburgh lost TJ Watt, they still have a real stout defense, and Minka back there roaming, taking stuff away. Mac Jones is still a young quarterback, so they're gonna be playing with him and showing him different looks. So we'll see how that comes out.
Big facts. Also, man, we have the Dolphins versus the Ravens. Another good one, man. I feel like it's going to be another close one, too, man. Who you got on this one, Floyd?
I got Lamar cutting up. So he'll probably score 4 or 5. He usually plays well against Miami. I remember the last time that they played, it was actually in Miami, one of his first games back. I believe that was last season, and he had a really good game. So I think he'll be able to double up on that. I think Miami showed a little bit too much their hand and what they like to do as far as their game plan. They put a lot on film week one. So unless they have things that can counteract what they did well, Baltimore has a good enough defense to take away those things that they did well.
And hey, I feel the same, man. I'm gonna have to also agree with you. I'm going with the Ravens on this game, man. And I was high on the Dolphins last week. They did play well. They pulled through with the dub. But this week, I feel like the Ravens is too much for them. I feel like Lamar is going to cut up, like you said, and I feel like their defense is going to come through and shut out Tua, and they're going to get to Tua, and they're going to have a big day. So I got the Ravens as well, Floyd.
Yeah, they got speed everywhere. That Lamar ain't the only one fast out there.
Yeah,
That defense, they got Marlon Humphrey roaming around and some other good guys. I believe they have not Jimmy Smith, um, number 22. Oh man, but they have some good guys. He's a cornerback. Uh,
I
they
forget his
ready to
name
go
too. I forget his name too, Floyd. I forget his
from
name,
the
but
LA Rams.
yeah, I know you're talking about though, but I
Playmaker,
forget his name.
playmaker, and they
Yeah,
have a few
big
more
playmaker.
guys that they brought in like that.
Yes, indeed. And my bad for the background, y'all. I mean, I'm here with the family. I'm in Louisiana, so y'all gonna hear my little
Nah,
cousin
that ain't
running
nothing but
around and
good
stuff.
luck. Nothing but good luck.
That's it, man. Ain't nothing like family, man. So also, man, let's jump into we have the Seahawks versus the 49ers.
I think Trey Lance is going to right the ship. It was a little bit of a weird game when they had that crazy downpour and rain that was coming on top of them. It's hard for a quarterback to get his rhythm and honestly get his grip, even if that were a veteran quarterback, let alone a guy making his third start ever. So I think in good weather conditions, he's back in California. He'll be able to make some of those plays that he probably missed on. Debo had a good game. I think he'll be able to double up on that. Seattle played really well, but I think it's a very similar situation to what Miami did, whereas they um, they kind of showed their hand a little bit and put too much on film. So they played a good game in week one. I don't know if they'll be able to counteract what they did well with Geno Smith against Denver against this San Francisco team. It would be very, very shocking which week one was, but
Uh-huh.
it will be
Very
shocking
sure.
for me to see them do what they did against Denver against this 49er defense.
Okay, and I'm agree with you on that one too, Floyd. They're at home. It's loud out there, in San Francisco. So yeah, man, I think that home crowd is gonna be behind them on this one. Like you said, the weather conditions that affected them, heavy last week. So that's huge. So yeah, man, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I gotta go with the 49ers this one. I want to get into the comments real quick, Floyd. My bad for cutting you off, man.
Ah,
My boy Carmen said, "What up, my boys? Who that? What's up,
hey,
Carmen, man?
game day, man. Let's go.
Game day. I know you ready over there, Carmen. We ready, man. We ready. You see, we ready. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But what you was about to say, man? Remember?
Uh, Nothing. I was just gonna say I feel like it's going to be a high scoring game. It's not going to be one of those low scoring games. I believe the weather's going to be good. Seattle does have good enough skill players to where they can move the ball down the field. It's just going to come down to what they do in the red zone and if they're finishing drives or if they're getting 3 points. That's going to kind of be the difference maker. But they're both going to score well on each other, even though it's a division game. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
20 plus points for both teams. But I just see the San Francisco coming out on top.
And Gino, man, he had a big game last week. I didn't expect Gino to ball how he balled, and
No,
he was,
nobody did.
yeah,
Gino didn't
you
expect
know.
Gino to ball how he balled.
You could tell after his press conference or whatever, his interview afterwards.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, Gino, he came through, man, and I would like to see Gino, do some big things and at the 49ers. But I just feel like the crowd gonna be behind the 49ers. Seahawks first away game. So yeah, man, I'm pulling with the 49ers with you, man.
Yeah, but we know what we're gonna get from Geno Smith. It's gonna kind of come down to can Trey Lance make the plays or does he repeat what he did in week one and kind of
Exactly.
take a step back?
Exactly. We have Christian Woodson in here. He said, "Yes, sir. Glad to see y'all boys doing good. Ready to hear y'all all season, man. Appreciate it, man. Hey,
Yes,
all
sir.
love, Christian. Appreciate that, bro.
Appreciate that, brother. What's up, my
Yes,
bro?
sir. Hope you doing good too, my boy. I know you're doing good. But also, man, we're going to move into the Bengals versus the Cowboys. This is going to be a good game, I feel like.
I feel like this game's gonna be a shootout. People are gonna be taken aback by Dak Prescott not being in the lineup and me still saying that, but I do see Dallas getting on the board and scoring points. I believe Vegas had them at a 42 and a half
Okay.
over under, and I believe that combined score they'll clear that. Um, Cincinnati is going to come out on top. I see them scoring 30 plus points. So it
Mm-hmm.
could be a 33-17 final score or something like that. But I do see this game being a shootout. Um, they're in a dome, so there aren't any weather conditions to consider.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that's going to be to Joe Burrow's liking. So they'll score a lot of points. Cooper Rush is going to surprise a few folks while Cincinnati kind of rights the ship and figures out some of those issues that they had on defense last week. I think some of that may continue as well, but their offense is going to carry them and they'll get the win.
I agree with you. I'm going with the Bengals, man. I feel like Joe Burrow's gonna have a big day. He want to redeem himself after throwing them 4 picks last week.
Yeah, he gonna light it
So
up.
he gonna light him up, man. Chase got Chase throwing the middle finger to the to the cornerbacks out there.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and I'm sure the NFL hit him with a pretty hefty fine, so
pretty hefty
he's trying to
fine,
get that back in blood. For sure.
most def. So he gonna pull through. They gonna pull through it, and I feel like the Bengals gonna come out on top. I agree with you, man.
Yeah, yeah. Dallas is gonna do some good things. They have a decent defense, so they might get home on Joe once or twice. Micah Parsons had 2 sacks last week. So
And
I could
Michael was balling, boy. Man, I knew he's gonna
absolutely.
come back balling this year, man. Especially after last year he had.
So if they score a defensive touchdown, they can maybe close that deficit and make it a game. So we'll see. But I do have Cincinnati coming on top.
Facts. Same here, my boy. We are going to move on to the Bears and the Packers. Hey, who you got on this one, man? I was gonna start A-Rod in the fantasy, but I switched it back out and put Winston back in there. I don't know, man. Who you got?
Smart,
Who you
smart,
got?
because they haven't proven it. And he's kind of talked about how he's not sure if their wide receiver room can carry the load. I actually have Chicago winning this game, which I know is going out on a limb, and I hope that I can get this 9-0 this week in the Breezy Picks. Um, but I just feel like Justin, he's got something special, man, and I think he'll make the plays that need to be made down the
Mhm.
stretch, while Green Bay is kind of figuring out what their identity is going to be, and how they're going to move the football down the field. So I think they'll take advantage of that. They have good linebackers to kind of slow down what Green Bay is trying to get done, and I think they'll come out on top, maybe 23 or 24-17.
Okay, okay. I'm pulling with the Packers, man. I can't go against A-Rod at their house. They need that dub.
Yeah, they
So
do.
I feel like A-Rod is gonna he gonna come back. And he's complaining about his receivers and stuff, man. But at the same time, I think that's gonna get to the receivers, and I think they've been working on their film, getting it together and practice, and I feel like they're gonna be all right. So I'm pulling with the Packers, man. I'm gonna
I
have
can
to
see it. I can see
pulling
it.
with the Packers on this one. So score wise, what you said on your end? What?
23. If they get a drive and a field goal, or finish 2 drives and a field goal, or 24, with
I
one field
see.
goal and some touchdowns, to 17.
Okay. I have to pull. I want to say 27-14. 27-14 Packers. And I'm reaching, but that's what I'm
Nah,
pulling with.
it's not a bad pick. They have a really good defense. Their issues last week were on offense and how they were gonna continue drives and move it down the field. So if they come out and do that well against Chicago, the Bears don't really have a chance. But I'm kind of banking on them getting off, or that defense getting off the field for Chicago and putting the ball back in Justin's hands.
Okay, okay. I like that pick though, man. I hope we'll see. We see who's gonna get that one, Floyd. Man. Hey, only one of us can get that one, huh?
Exactly right, and we got to split some of them somehow. So
Exactly, exactly.
I'm trying to go 9-0.
Me and you both, man. Let's move over to the Titans and the Bills, man. Hey, another shootout,
I
another
believe
shootout.
so. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think Buffalo will come out on top, which is what I need is in case of the fantasy matchup that's going. I'm projected to lose right now, and I'm trying to go undefeated. But on a more serious note, I don't necessarily see the Titans defense stout enough to do what they need to do over the top. I do know that Buffalo is going to be down one receiver, well, possibly with Gabe Davis being out. Um, but I think with Stephon Diggs, they'll still be able to get what they need to get done. Josh Allen is going to have another MVP-esque performance. So, knock on wood, barring injury, I think Buffalo comes out on top. They'll score some 30-odd plus points. So it'll be up to Tennessee to be able to keep that pace up and keep putting points on the scoreboard to be able to hang in the game. And I don't think they'll be able to do so.
Okay. Well, I feel the same way. I feel Josh Allen and them, they're hitting on all cylinders, especially coming off that big win in week one. I don't feel like they're going to miss a beat. That is the team that I have winning in that conference. So, like overall, not the division, overall conference, I got the Buffalo Bills coming out of there. So, I'm high on the Bills like you are this year, Floyd. Like I see you drafted a lot of Bills, players on your roster
Yeah, they're
fantasy. So,
stacked.
hey,
Stacked.
I'm with you on that, man, and I feel like they're too much for the Titans. I got the Bills. That's gonna be a good game though.
I
Most
think so
definitely.
too. In Tennessee, they did some good things early in week one. But with Tannehill, it's almost like we know what we're getting. Um, he does have big play ability, but you're gonna see that flash once or twice a game. Whereas you need those things to happen once or twice a quarter.
Mhm.
Um, and so I just don't see them being able to keep up with the pace that a guy like Josh Allen can kind of produce.
I agree, man. I agree. And we're gonna move on, man, to the Vikings and the Eagles. Hey, this is one of the biggest games. I feel like, bro. I feel like it's gonna be a shootout as well. Um, who you got, man? Who you got?
So the question with this game is going to be, and with every game that Minnesota is in, can the defense guard Justin Jefferson? And for 98% of the teams, that answer is an unequivocal no.
Hmm.
They're going to say we probably don't have the guys that we need to do that, so they'll double.
Okay.
With Philadelphia, that's not necessarily the case. They do have Darius Slay, all pro, multiple time corner, first team all pro. Pro bowler.
Yeah.
He's up to the challenge to be able to hang in there. You're obviously not ever gonna shut down a guy like Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins. I could keep going. Jamar. You'll never take them out of the game and take them off the field, per se, like we're probably gonna do to Mike Evans. But you
Yeah,
you
throw that
just
in there.
wanna. Yeah, I had to throw that in there real quick, little jab. But you just want to be able to make it a stalemate.
Mhm.
So if they're getting 13, 14 guaranteed targets, you don't want them to have 9+ receptions. You don't want them to be in that 80+%. You need it down lower to 40 and 50. And you just run to the tackle and make the, tackle after catch and allow no RAC.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Philly can do that against Minnesota, um, and get this win, honestly. So
Eh,
they'll move on to 2-0. They've shown that they can score enough points if Minnesota does get on the board a few times. Um, but they'll be able to stalemate what Justin Jefferson wants to do
yes.
and keep that score down for Minnesota.
Okay. And I'm high on Justin Jefferson this year, man. He's trying to prove why he's the best receiver
Yeah,
this
he
year.
top two.
And I feel like he up there, man. He is up there.
He's
You
showing
know.
it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So I also have the Eagles pulling through. I ain't going against the home team, man. I get beat up after this podcast. So I'm going with the Eagles, man. But at the same time, on a serious note, I feel like Hurts is going to continue to be Hurts. It's hard to stop
Yeah,
him, like you said. If you're not putting that spy on him, which a lot of defenses don't do these days, put a spy on the quarterback.
he
So
gonna move the
he's
chains.
gonna move the chains every time. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get them big third downs that they need. And I feel like they're gonna come out on top. It's gonna be a shootout. I feel like because I don't feel like the Vikings is no pushover team at all.
Mm-mm.
They have a good team this year, man. But I don't think it's gonna be enough for the Eagles at their house. So I got the
I
Eagles pulling through.
I agree, and whoever's calling the plays is doing a great job for
Oh
Minnesota.
yeah.
Because they don't necessarily have an overload of weapons. They do have a Pro Bowl wide receiver and a Pro Bowl running back. But
Mhm.
outside of that, they do a good job of maximizing what guys can do and being able to scheme open a wide receiver one even when he's being double teamed, which a lot of coordinators aren't able to do.
Speaking of the Eagles, I have my little sister in here with that jersey. I
Okay,
just want to throw that
representing,
in. I want to throw
representing.
that in there. She got the sleigh on, so we
All
was
right, all
talking about
right.
that to throw that in there.
Showing love.
Oh yeah. So like I said, I can't go against the home team, man.
Can't do it.
Can't do it, man. But we also have Jones in here. He said, "Rise up."
Okay, okay, okay. We're gonna see if Atlanta can rise up. We're gonna see.
Hey man, y'all need it, Jones. Like I said, I don't feel like y'all have a bad team, man.
No, no, no. They showed that they can hang in there with almost, I would say, 80% of the league. And it's just gonna come down to making those finishing plays and finishing games. But absolutely, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to see them beat anybody that's on their schedule with the way that they played week one.
Okay. And we gonna move on to the Cardinals and the Raiders, man. Who you got on this one, Floyd?
It's in Las Vegas. Arizona didn't come out on top in week one, and neither did the Raiders. But I feel
Mm-mm.
like with them being at home and having that home comfort, um, it's also a domed atmosphere, so no weather conditions to consider. Um, I think they'll be able to air it out. Uh, Hit Devontae Adams for another 10 reception game, and keep that momentum going of what they did against the Chargers last week and just roll that into a win. I do think they'll be able to get Josh Jacobs. I think week one I called him Josh Johnson, which is the fullback. His name is Jay Johnson.
Uh-huh.
But Josh Jacobs going a lot better than he did in week one. I think they'll win by 10. So probably 24-14, 27-17. The Cardinals are struggling getting on the scoreboard with DeAndre Hopkins serving that 6-game suspension. So this will be the second game of that he's serving. So they have some things to figure out. I got the Raiders.
Got the Raiders. All right. I have the Cardinals this one, man. I got Cardinals pulling through on this one. Oh, it's my mama, everybody.
Hey, mom. What's up, mom?
I have the Cardinals pulling through. So I feel like they're gonna get their first dub of the season over the Raiders at their house. It is gonna be a good game. But I have the Cardinals pulling through for no reason at all. I just have the Cardinals pulling through.
Nah, so Kyler, I think he actually will play a whole lot better than he did last week. It's just tough. They're taking away what Arizona likes to do, and they have a lot of man beaters that they have in their playbook drawing up for Hopkins, and they're just missing his presence right now. So it wouldn't surprise me if Kyler Murray goes Superman, puts on the cape, and wins this game, wills his team to the win. So that's not a bad pick at all.
We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see, and I'm gonna try to catch bits and pieces of every little game, but
Yeah.
the main game I'm gonna be focused in is the Bucks versus the Saints, and you already know who I'm rocking with. Ain't no question. First game at the Caesar Superdome. Look, I started grinning when we got to our team. Man.
Bro,
I'm ready, man.
look,
I'm
so I
pumped.
woke up this morning so excited. I went and watched the Bucks game from last week over just to kind of get an idea of what they like to do and where my eyes are going to be on the game. Um, and I noticed that Tom Brady was making a lot of straight ahead throws. So it would be Cameron Brate coming over the middle, receivers breaking across the middle. Um, Anything that was outside the numbers was never an out breaking route. It was always a go.
Yes.
So, or post doesn't end up outside the numbers. So it was always a go. If he was throwing it outside the numbers, it wasn't anything stopping it, any comeback or anything. And I think that kind of plays into our hands. Um, and like we discussed a little bit on Wednesday, we know that and they know that, so they're gonna try to run the football. Leonard
Yes.
Fournette had a really good game against Dallas, so it's gonna come down to if we can stop the run, and
Mm-hmm.
I do see us doing being able to do that. Pete Warner with another 10 or 11 tackle game,
Okay.
and maybe we can force some turnovers.
That we do need, because I feel like that's going to win the game, man.
I
Turnover is going to win this game. I feel like, and we get to Tom Brady. We make him throw us a pick like like he normally do. We gonna be all right.
Always.
We're gonna be all right. But Tom, man, he got it on his chest. He got something on his shoulders, man. He wanna come out and show everybody why we're not his kryptonite. So, but at the same time, I feel like
Yeah.
hey,
And they so they're down Godwin, who played really well in the first half and didn't take a snap in the second half, but they have Julio Jones rolling. I actually did rewatch that film, and he played even better than I was mentioning on Wednesday.
mhm,
So it's gonna be fun to watch. And we're gonna get to see if that secondary that we just paid, and those DBs, those guys that we brought in like Tyran and other guys, um, and Adebo who we drafted, we're gonna see if those guys are up to the challenge because Tampa Bay has everything that they need to challenge those guys on the back end. Um, so yeah, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
I feel the same, bro. And like I said, man, we struggled with that run last week against Cordell Patterson. So and also Mariota running. But like I said, we don't have Tom Brady. He can't get out that pocket like Mariota can, and then run the ball, should I say. So I feel like that's huge in our advantage. All we have to do
Hmm.
is fill our gaps. DBs play how we played last week because I feel like the DBs played pretty damn good last week, man. I can't complain off the DBs. They held it down. As far as a couple big plays over the top, like I said, May,
Hmm.
he had that penalty, but other than that, man, I can't complain about about that. So I feel like we're gonna win this game, man. And
Yeah, I got us winning by 6, I would say. 32-26. I do feel like Tampa Bay has enough firepower to put 25 plus on us. It's just gonna be a matter of us finishing drives and staying on the field. We can't let drives die in third downs. Um that plays into Tampa Bay's hands. So I see us being able to be up to that challenge, but uh I don't know if playing from behind like we did last week
bro, it's not gonna
would
work,
be
man.
good for us.
It's not gonna work, man. We have JJ in here. JJ Pesha, he said, "Let's go at least six,
That's what I'm
maybe
thinking.
maybe 10." So
That's what
I feel the same. I don't feel like I feel like we'll get them by at least, like you said, JJ 10 points on some stuff. But first game of Caesar Superdome, man, and like I said, Tyran Jarvis first game back in it. Man, them boys gonna try to come through huge for us. I feel like today, I want to see them do the "Who that" chant. At
Exactly.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, man. Either one, I'll take it, man. If not both, at the same time, I'll take it.
Yep.
But I,
And
I I'm excited.
hey, me too. And so, like in these division games, oftentimes we talk about which skill player is going to make a play, and those things do matter. But it always, well, not always, but oftentimes it comes down to kicking game. Uh who puts in extra points because sometimes you'll get a huge drive and don't get that seventh point that you needed on top of the six, or you'll get a big drive, maybe get a penalty and fall back where you were in field goal range and were, salivating, thinking you're going to get 3 points and end up having to punt it back to the other team. So if we can finish drives, get in the red zone, and not uh, shoot ourselves in the foot, I think we'll be sitting pretty. But if we're noticing a game where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are kicking the ball better than we are, that's gonna make me a little nervous.
Facts, facts. Man, and the kicking's big. We have a good punter in Blake Gillikin, and I feel like he's going get the ball deep in their territory where we can play our defense and maintain.
Hmm.
Also, Will Lutz, he always come through in the dome, man. Like I said, he missed one last week, but the Tampa Bay kicker also did too. He
Yep,
missed
sure did. Yeah, that's what I noticed too. So I'm like,
far to the left, so
it's gonna come down to these guys, man. I was watching their game this morning, and
special
that's what
teams.
I was kind of feeling like.
Special teams, man. Special teams, and turnovers, man, and do not allowing Leonard Fournette to get loose on us, man. If we can handle all
That's
that,
the
man,
X
we
factor.
gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right, man. I'm gonna be here at my aunt's house. I'm gonna be tuning in, man. I have to go take my engagement photos here in a
Yep.
little bit.
And I know
But
you speeding back to the crib uh
I'm
for
on it, man.
kickoff after that. So
I'm
and
on.
another tidbit, just another X factor for all of y'all fans that are out there watching to pay attention to. I noticed that Rashad White, who was a third round pick for Tampa Bay, who and I thought it was Ronald Jones when I first watched the game, but it's not. And he's a speedster, man. So I saw him pick up big first downs for Tampa Bay. He's almost playing that third down back role. And on one particular play, he beat Micah Parsons to, and it was probably 3rd and 6. But it was an outside zone run, and he beat Micah Parsons to the sideline and picked up the first down, and he looked pretty fast. So
Okay, so somebody watch out for.
25 Rashad White, when they have those change of pace downs, and Leonard Fournette comes off the field, if our eyeballs come out of the backfield, he can burn us. So if we're noticing that he's not having much of a game and the load is all on Leonard Fournette, um, that'll only play well for us.
I agree, man. I agree. Carmen in here. He said Badger gonna be looking for Super Bowl redemption.
That too is personal.
Real personal,
That
man.
too.
Real personal. He dropped that hype video, man. He had me about to run through the dang wall. Hey, I'm telling you, man. I was so hyped, man. I think
Yes, sir.
I was watching it on the way here to Louisiana from home. So
Yeah, he's probably like a kid in the candy store. He probably couldn't go to sleep last night. It's almost like that first day of school
yeah,
feel when you're a little kid. So I can only imagine how he's feeling, the excitement he's gonna bring, and the plays he's gonna make today, man.
I I feel like Tyran's gonna come up. He didn't show me a lot of what I wanted to see in week
Mm-hmm.
one, honestly. But I feel like this game here in the Superdome is gonna be different. It's gonna be different, and I'm so excited, and I cannot wait to see it, Floyd. So before I'm gonna get into this injury report, before we get up out of here,
It's a lot of them for us. I mean, some guys are gonna play, some guys are gonna be out, but the list was long.
yes, the list was very long, and I'm gonna get into that right now, man. We have Alvin Kamara, man. That's our first one. He is questionable. Whew, and I don't feel like he's going to play off of all the you know tweets and everything from
Reports,
yeah
yeah.
I've been getting. So I feel like he's not going to play. Mark Ingram is also questionable,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he is going to play. So we have a comment in here, real quick, Carmen. That's how it was when he first got to KC2. Took a minute for him to fit in. Oh yeah, it took a minute. It took a minute for the Honey Badger to get going, but once he learns everything, hey, it's over with. It's
Mm-hmm.
over, man. That's a Super Bowl champ right there. So also, man, we have Traquan Smith. He's also questionable for this game. We didn't see him week one, so I'm gonna see if he plays. Let me see right here. He had a light practice Friday, and he also had a light practice Thursday. So
Yeah, I don't think they're allowing him any contact because it's a shoulder injury. So he's dealing with a lot too. Yeah, I would have liked to see him in week one. We kind of had Deontay Hardy try to fill his shoes. Um, but yeah, anytime you can add another weapon for Jameis, that'll be good. So I hope to see him out there and warming up in about an hour.
man, me too, Floyd. And then we also have Dwayne Washington. He is questionable for this game. He did have a light
Another
practice.
another running back.
Yeah, a light practice Friday, and we do need. We're like AK's a huge loss, man. If he's not playing today, so we are gonna need every running back we can have to pull through. And we also did sign Latavius Murray back, man. I was high on that. I'm glad we did that, boy.
Yeah, that was a smart
Hey,
move, and
that
I think
was
they kind of saw the writing on the wall, with all of those guys getting banged up. That hey, if we want this running back room to finish this season, we got to get another guy in here who can kind of even out the load.
JJ
I,
said, "Who we gonna have running back?" Taysom. Hey,
exactly.
we can throw Taysom back there. I feel like JJ. We still got like I said, we still got Ingram, man. Ingram, even though he's questionable, but he's gonna. I feel like he's gonna get the snaps. And Latavius Murray, he knows our playbook, so that was huge on bringing him back.
Smart.
So then we also have Jameis Winston as questionable, but I feel like Jabu gonna play, man. You know, ain't nothing gonna hold Jabu back. He want to come out. Hey, and speaking on Jabu, man. Speaking on Jabu, because I feel like look, this the team that injured him last year, man.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the team that injured him. This is the team that let him go. This is the team that didn't believe in him. Talking in Tampa Bay. So Jabu got something on his shoulders, man. He tired. I know he tired of all these commentators. You know, he's not paying no attention. I know it because the type of person he is, but at the same time, I know deep down in his mind, man, he's trying to ball against Tampa Bay and show the GOAT who's the GOAT for the Saints.
Big time, big time. And another thing is he really it's gonna come down to how well we can protect them. In the case of it's a back injury, so it's not something that uh we could kind of keep healthy if he's not getting hit.
Yeah,
Anytime you take a hit, and no matter how you land or how they land on you, if you're having back spasms, whatever the actual diagnosis would be, they just wrote it as back. You're gonna feel it. So it's gonna be our responsibility to keep him upright and kind of safe. We may have to keep some of those running backs in, especially if Alvin Kamara doesn't play, so he's not downfield running routes, and chip on those blitzes that they're inevitably gonna bring. Tampa Bay is
know they coming.
notably they always are bringing Levante David, Devin White, and doing different things. One of them will dog like he's gonna blitz and bail, and they run in passing lanes. So they're gonna mix things up and kind of make it confusing for us. It's gonna be on us, on our O line, the tight ends, and the running back by committee to keep him safe. And I think if we do, then he'll have one of those games that you're talking about. But we got to keep him upright.
We have to keep him. We have to protect Jameis Winston, man, so he can do what he do. And you seen what we did protect him. You seen what he did. He lit them up. He lit the Falcons up, man. He came through that second half and just lit them up. So we got to keep him. We got to keep him healthy. We got Carmen in here. He said there's gonna be a big game for Olave. I think they alternate doubles between Mike and Jarvis, and Olave will be open all day long.
Yeah, I 100% agree. So Carlton Davis has been on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, Instagram, talking all this mess, calling MT Slant Boy. He put out a tweet, said, "Oh, Slant Boy,
And they ain't do
man,
one. And they ain't do one slant like talking about last game, man. All look, his two touchdowns in the corner of the dang
over the
end
top."
zone, man, over the top.
So
So
I say that to say, hopefully, um, they're not allowing uh the hype and the talk to get to their heads. But if they are, they're gonna leave Carlton Davis on an island with Michael Thomas, or at least try to in the beginning. And I see
yeah,
him breaking that, and then they'll have those linebackers trying to run under those slants or whatever. But over the top, there's not much you can do as far as double teaming, except for getting home. When you have that many receivers, it's like pick your poison. So if they do double, which I think they will, MT eventually, Jarvis is gonna have one on one. You hit him. If they do double Jarvis, MT got one on one. You hit him, and Olave is sprinkled in all in there. So yep, he'll have a big game as well. Um,
it's gonna be like Carmen says, gonna be keyed in on MT and we're gonna they also gonna be
because
keyed
they
on
have
Jarvis.
to. They're
Yeah,
talking like they're not gonna do that. Was what I was trying to allude to, but they
yeah,
have to.
they have to, man. And that, like you said, that opens up Olave, man. And Olave, I feel the same way, Carmen. Man, I feel like he gonna have a big day today. This is gonna be his breakout game right here.
Yeah, I see him getting in the end zone. 4+ catches.
Okay. And we also have, like I said, Mark Ingham's questionable, but I seen a report that he is going to play. So then we have Alante Taylor as questionable. So I want to say, yeah, he had a light practice Friday and Thursday, and then Paulson Adipo is out, and it hurts,
That
but
does hurt.
it hurts a lot on our defense end because man, Paulson Adipo, man, that's like another Lattimore over there. In my eyes, man, Paulson be locking stuff. And when he come back, hey, he gonna ball, man. But we were not going to have him against the Bucks.
Absolutely, and that makes me nervous. Both of them are leg injuries. One's a hip injury, the other's an ankle. And as I know as a DB, that's not something that is easy to overcome, because you're relying on your hips and you're relying on your ankles with your planting ability. So anytime you're second guessing those, um, it can cause for further injury, or slow in and out, slow breaks,
Yeah,
getting in and out. So it's all bad. It's all bad
it's
for
all
us.
bad
Even
for
with Alante Taylor playing, or not being ruled out, that still is
it.
kind of
Kind
a
of hurts.
concern for me, being that it's a hip injury.
Most definitely. Like we only have, I want to say we got we still got Roby over there, but man, we go from our DBs being deep to now we got we all our DBs questionable. And
Super thin.
hey, and that's tough, man. That's tough. I want to also touch on the Buccaneers' injury report too, real quick. You have Mike Evans as questionable. He did not practice Thursday, but he had a light practice on Friday. We
Okay.
have Leonard Fournette. He's also questionable. All light practices for Thursday and Friday. And of course, Chris Godwin is out, so that is an advantage on our end. But I hope Chris
Huge.
Godwin gets better because I don't wish injury on nobody. Julio Jones is also questionable. He did not practice Thursday, but he had a light practice Friday.
Okay.
So I want to say he's dealing with a knee injury. So
Oh, that's something to keep an eye on. Him and Mike Evans.
yes. So McCollum, he says doubtful on his for Zion McCollum, and
Hmm.
Donovan Smith also is doubtful. But
Oh wow. Wow. So
so
I saw they got a few sacks on that left side. Well, Dallas did in week one on the left side of the O line. Um, so they're gonna have their work cut out for them. They're really well. They do really well when they run to that left side of the O line. Tampa Bay does, outside or inside, but they don't have great pass protection on that side. So um, yeah, that's just something else to keep your eye on. And as far as Mike Evans goes, I feel like they just had him listed as an injury to get their
just to,
excuses in
yeah,
order for what's
yeah.
about to transpire in a few hours here.
Hey, Lattimore,
Lock
I seen
locked down.
Lattimore had deactivated his Instagram, and everybody on Twitter was talking about, hey, Lattimore locked in. He don't want
Oh
to hear
yeah,
nothing. I don't want to hear no
zero dark
outside
30 mode.
noise.
Yep.
Yes, this look, he know what this matchup is, so it's a big one between him and Evans. It always is, but yeah, Lattimore, I feel like he gonna continue to do what he do and lock them up. We have Sean Hutchinson in here. He said 0-2. I guess for the Bucks because we are 1-0.
Yes, sir.
No, the Bucks won last week, so if that's the case, they'll be 1-1. They'll be
One and
one and
one.
one.
One and
Yeah,
one.
one and
Oh,
one.
and two against the Saints. They're gonna go 0 and 2 against us.
Facts,
I see what you did there, bro.
facts. So yeah, man, that's the injury report. That's our breezy picks of the week. Hey, I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
Really excited.
This is a big game. We both had us going 3-0, so this is the second leg of that 3-game stretch. It's gonna tell us a whole lot about um, where each level of our team is at right now. So offense, defense, special teams, and even the individual units. So the wide receiver units, the linebacker units. Oh, okay, by Atlanta.
I got
Understood. And we're gonna find out about our O line because Tampa Bay is gonna come with the blitz.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and that's like I said, it's gonna be huge. Just the blocking's gonna be huge, and stopping Fournette, and then getting to Tom Brady, and getting them turnovers that we need to win the game. And like we touched up on earlier,
Hmm.
special teams, gonna be huge, man. The ball position on the field is going to be huge, so we need to win. We need to win in that category, and I feel like we're going to be all right, man. But on top of everything, man, it's who that baby, and
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm game ready. I know you game ready, Floyd. Hey, you white towel going,
You
man.
know it.
Yeah, we gonna be lit, man. We gonna be lit. Um, got Floyd rocking that classic, bro. I see you.
Look,
Got
it got us
O'Neal.
to win last week, so I had to double back. I had to.
I got my AKO, even though he might not play today. I'm gonna represent.
Facts,
So
facts.
But yeah, I do like that Bush jersey, man. I gotta get me one of those
Look,
classics.
it's Reebok and everything. You know, it's
Oh, hey,
throwback.
that's that throwback right there. Got the boot right there on the side and everything. Representing. But yeah, Floyd, man. This was the pre-hype podcast for today. I'm excited. I know you're excited. And man, let's get this dub, man. Let's eat on some dubs and let's go 2-0.
Hey, let's do it. They're gonna kick off in about 2 hours. I'm excited to see us, and hopefully we come out hot and don't have to play from behind. It's gonna be a big game, and it's gonna tell us a lot about our season.
Facts. I'm gonna leave it with this here. Floyd shouted him out earlier. My boy Kid Timmy D, man. I sure enough appreciate you for dropping this song for us, man. We got banned on the last pod, man. They wouldn't let me post it, man. We got banned on that one because I was copyrighting the music. I did that bad, but my boy hit me up and he said favor for a favor, and that's my boy, man. Me and Tim been rocking for a long time, so I do want to give a big shout out to Tim. So
Appreciate that, brother.
man, y'all listen to
right.
this song, man. It's a nice one, man. He put in some work on this one. But yeah, man, we're out, Floyd. All love, man.
Game day. Let's get it.
Yeah, who that?
Who that?
Beat them Saints. Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Well, you ain't, cause you can't. Yeah. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Well, you ain't, cause you can't. Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Let's get it. I like to thank Dre Allen and Jared Floyd for this opportunity. And yeah, this is not for no Falcon fans whatsoever. Yeah, we don't fuck with y'all. If you my friend, you my friend, but if you're a Falcon fan, we don't fuck with y'all. Yeah, hey, yeah, let's go.